My name is Philip Walters and I'm a PhD student with the European Centre for Environment and Human Health at Treliske in Truro. My PhD has a rather seductive title. It's called Narrative Journey. And narrative journey is a form of practice that engages children in the natural environment through playful means using story and narrative and helping them to have an interest in nature. It has two particular themes. One theme is to get children more physically active in the natural environment through playful means, and the other is to help children have a sense of relationship, a connectedness to nature, so that they become the custodians of nature in the future. Yeah, most of the research is going to be taking place in Cornish schools in their outdoor environments, particularly those schools that have nice nature-based areas. And so for the most part, children are going to be running around with cameras on their heads, getting up to all sorts of things, climbing in the bushes, playing, all those kind of things. And then I'm going to be following them, possibly with a camera on myself, but also mostly I'm going to be reflecting on my practice by using a kind of diary or a journal so that I can reflect on how I engage with the children and what influence that has on their play. And the cameras for me help me see what children are up to, particularly from their point of view, so I can see where they're playing, who they're playing with, but particularly what they're saying and how they're using narrative. And this kind of research helps companies like the Eden Project, who's one of my partners, and another company called Big Fish. It helps them look at how they can use narrative. There's a lot of compelling evidence now that children are not playing out much in their streets or anywhere, but particularly not playing out in natural environments. And the outcomes could be for the future that children are not going to be connected to nature and therefore won't become the custodians and won't enjoy those environments and protect them for future generations. And so this research is really important to get children engaged for both their benefits but also for future generations' benefits. It also benefits practitioners because practitioners learn an awful lot from this research in how they practice in a particular way that engages children in a less formal way, using kind of playful methods, stories, narrative and those connections to nature. But it also benefits companies like the Eden Project, who's one of the business partners, and also Big Fish, who's another partner. Companies like Eden and Big Fish are already engaging with both children and adults to encourage them to have nature-based experiences. Eden particularly uses story and narrative all the time. We have characters here called pollinators who pollinate people with ideas using story bases and forms. And Big Fish particularly work with vulnerable young people, marginalised children. Children are often excluded from schools, so they're looking to use play and story and narrative as a way of engaging those most disaffected so that they too can have that connective relationship to nature. Both companies, however, can benefit by packaging up all the learning from this research and then delivering that out to all sorts of community groups, particularly Eden, who have a schools team. They can deliver this as part of their schools programme for future generations to come in and enjoy.